they are filthy. So we're going to take them from this to this. So the first step when we're looking to clean our shoes is really just get a good pair of shoe trees, something that's going to give you some support for when you're working on the top of the leather, and you're just going to want to get these in here. And we're just going to work with the one shoe, and we got this shoe box we're working on the table so we don't dirty the table with your shoes. So we have today, I have a Heritage shoe care brush, I have a polished dauber from Heritage as well, and the liquid saddle soap that we're going to be using to clean these up is also made in the USA. And this is one of my favorite things now to clean up shoes, because if you know saddle soap, it typically comes in like a tin, and you have to like moisturize it and use a dauber and really get it in. But with this, you could just actually spray it on and wipe it off. First step, we're gonna basically just wipe this down, spray it with the saddle soap. So I'm gonna leave this here aside. And I am going to use the dauber because it does get in to the skin, and it does get into all the little nooks and crannies. So basically you just kind of need to be generous with this. Don't worry, it's made for leather. Just get it really in. And because it was so dirty, I'm just gonna, top tip. When you get a microfiber brush, cloth, rip off the tag. Whether you're washing cars or you're working on your shoes, you won't have to worry about getting the tag. So now I'm just gonna wipe off most of that dirt here. So look at this caulk coming up for the most part here. And right away we're looking at such a difference. Now when you get your moccasins, I always recommend that people unlace them and relace them to fit their foot. Now after you do something like this, don't put them on right away. Let them dry properly, and don't put them next to a heater or they'll shrink. Keep them in a cool, dry place to dry once you're done cleaning them, and you will prevent any shrinking or anything like that. So now that we've wiped off most of the dirt, they already look a million times better, right? Imagine just doing that in between full details. So now we're gonna do another wipe, another spray here. And this time, I am gonna come in with the dauber. I'm gonna work that in. I'm gonna work that in. Get in those crevices in between. So we got you might even need to spray a little more if you find somewhere that's a little dirty. Okay. So now come back in and wipe it. Pick up all of that stuff as best you can. And then you have virtually ready shoe, but there's a few more steps here, and we're just going to right now let it cool down, let it dry off, and then we'll buff it once it's dry, we'll give it a buff, and then we'll put some. We use for the Cowhide. We use this Saphir Cream Universal. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but essentially it's a very light leather balm. It's not the same as the Renovateur. You really don't need a Renovateur with a Cowhide. This is a pretty tough leather. You just need something has a little bit of a conditioner to it, and so we can basically use the Universal Cream, which is a lot cheaper than the Renovateur, and it's you get a lot more for your buck. So it's a bigger bottle, a lot cheaper. It's a little, it's not as thick, so it's a little more liquidy, so it goes on a little easier. And you can use it on larger surface areas, like I use it on your leather seats in your car, or you use them on a leather bag or briefcase. This is the way to go, and you're not going to be using the Renovateur. Renovateur is strictly for like high-end dress shoes. But yeah, I would definitely use this, and we'll hit it with this. When we come back, it'll be dry, we'll buff it, and then we'll hit it with the cream. And remember, we'll be buffing it with the Heritage Shoe Brush. Okay, we're back, and we have waited about 20 minutes to let the leather dry. Now we're just gonna take the horsehair brush, warm up the skin of the leather a little bit. Give it a quick buff. Oops. So if you see some white here, I actually got I was painting when I was wearing these, and I got some of the white paint on here, so I don't know if that's going to come out, but it looks like they actually might be coming out, these little white dots. And it's about ready for the cream polish. So like I said before, we use the Saphir Cream Universal. So what I do is I take the microfiber cloth, any microfiber cloth, and I take my 2 fingers and just wrap it around here and just grab it, and then I have a flat surface from which to apply the cream. So I'll just take a little bit, put it on here, and just kind of apply it real fast. Some people have different methods, so they wanna maybe let the cream sit for 20 minutes and then buff it off so that it absorbs. I don't think you really need to do that much with this Cowhide. It's enough to just apply it and buff it off. As you can see, it's already absorbing quite well. And yeah, I really wear these in. These are the original pair. This is the original first pair of spring groves I've ever made. So these have been around for a while, and I'm just gonna give it a light buff here. And that's it. And then when I'm done, normally if I'm going to stick my foot in there, I will give it a tie once to refit it to my foot. But that's it. If you take this out, you'll see that there was there's you see these lines. That's from the Ultimate Insole kit that we have. So these are the upgraded insoles. So these are you get the orthotic base, which is a nice arch support and heel cup situation, and on top of that is our ultra slim insole, or sorry, the slim insole. It has triple density technology built in, and you can trim it to fit. It has a soft arch and a heel cup if you use it by itself. If you add the orthotic underneath, you're going to get a better base for the heel cup, a stronger arch, a bit of a harder arch, and it's obviously dirty. I've got to knock out some of that sand, but yeah, that's the I wear that in here. This is the silver, last generation silver. But look at that. So from before and after, this is a hell of a makeover, huh? So there we have it. A nice and clean shoe, ready to go. Look fantastic. Ready to be worn again. We're going to take them from this to